He was Queens. It was Mario Marola.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And of course, there's a whole interesting prominent subtext there, possibly because Wendy Savino's husband, Joseph Savino, was the leader of the Bronx Republican Party in the Bronx and an ex-NYPD officer. I believe he was a detective, but I don't know that for a fact. And then Mario Marola is the head of is a prominent Democrat in the Bronx. So I think that there's a story there that has yet to be fleshed out. I don't think it will ever be fleshed out. Everybody's dead. Too much time has passed. I think that there was history between Marola and Savino's wife. But yeah, so we videotaped her and we got her story.
That night, wasn't there somebody you were told sitting in the restaurant watching you?
Yes. I was told there was a young man over there. I'm sitting at this table with my husband. In a group of round tables. Over there they have on the wall like a long bench, and I think they were more oblong tables. He was over there, I was told, and he was staring at me all night.
Any description of this gentleman?
I didn't get it. They didn't tell me. No, I have no idea.
Now, that was in a bar area, bar stool area, or just tables?
Tables. It's
So
tables against the wall.
Okay.
The bar is over
I'm not saying
here.
it's not related, but because you know, you're posh, you're dressed nicely, you're an attractive woman, it would be rude, but I'm not saying that was the shooter. It doesn't really. Go ahead.
I will say this. You're right. We can't say or determine that it's the shooter in any way. However, the person that told my mother this years later was Nina, I think the owner of the restaurant, who said he knew everyone in the restaurant except this gentleman.
Except what?
Except that gentleman. Whoever the guy was sitting over there, I knew everybody else in the restaurant, but I don't know who that was. And that's the same night she was shot.
But this man was sitting there eating?
I don't know.
It's too, right
You
now.
would have to have something else. He'd look hard sitting
I'm
at
not
a
saying
table.
that there's no credence to that. It's possible.
I don't know.
Anything's possible. It just doesn't fit what Berkowitz
Would do.
Her husband, Joe Savino, was an ex-cop. He had a private security company, private detective company. He sold insurance. He was also involved in politics, Republican politics in the Bronx in the 1970s, usually meant a certain thing. I don't know, okay? The police looked at this immediately as some kind of mob hit, okay? Some kind of organized crime-related thing. Her husband... his office had been burnt down suspiciously. That was the NYPD's words 2 years earlier. A couple of months prior to the shooting, his new office had been ransacked. I don't know what all that means. I'm not making accusations. In the 70s, there was so much mob influence, even in the police department, you might not trust anybody to put that in there. That's just a theory, okay? Now, can newspapers be wrong? Yes, they can. But what's interesting, they could even make up things. They're known to do that. Okay, but with the shooting of this guy named Joe Messina, okay, a couple hours later, it's interesting because he was shot by two different guns. So he had to be with two other people. And the witnesses for the Savino shooting say that the shooter got into a car with two other people. This is only like 3 or 4 hours later. So the reason...
And the restaurant was a known mob hangout, right?
Yes, for years.
Let's say that from my understanding.
It was a place. There was even supposedly a hit there in like 59 or 60.
The Gambino family, I believe. Yeah.
So then the reason that they were looking at this all as a mob thing, and the reason that they discounted Messina eventually was because he had a mustache.
And also, the Savinos are politically connected as well. As you mentioned, he was a politician, but he also owned a PI company, if I'm not mistaken, who had a contract with at one point in time protecting the son of the Shah of Iran.
Yes. Okay, that was later on. And I believe he was removed because of certain connections he had. And there was some other reasons, I think, missing property and stuff like that of the Shah.
No,
yeah,
sure. But it speaks to the
80s.
Yeah, but it speaks to the large-scale political connections we're talking about here, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, why was Miss Savino subpoenaed? Okay, and she didn't go back at that time. She didn't go back until after the son of Sam was apprehended, right after her lawyer sent some colored pictures of Berkowitz and said, "Is this the guy who shot you?" She looked at them. She said yes, and she came home. And they tried to attack. She tried to, according to her, she did tell the police, "This is the guy who shot me." It never went anywhere. Well, my question is why? Because they could have said to Berkowitz, "You did this, you did that. What about this? We have a case from '76. This is you." But it's not. There was a sketch. There was a couple of sketches, okay? There was a sketch put out that was found in the Donna Lauria file. That's how all this happened, okay? A sketch and a part of a police report was found in the Donna Lauria file. And that was because in April of '76, the Savino case happened. July of '76, the Donna Lauria case happened. And there were two random shootings, not same caliber, but two random shootings not too far apart in locality. And the detectives on the one case said, "Hey, we got this. Put this in your file in case it's any relation." It never went anywhere after that. Okay, they put a grand jury together at one point. They probably did. I don't have the information if they did or not. But if you're being subpoenaed for more information, chances are they have something that they're going with. It could be a grand jury to fact find. Okay, not every grand jury is going to immediately indict. Sometimes they fact find. Okay, before they get to that point. So they were finding something, but she wouldn't come back. So it died, I guess. Or like, you know, when Berkowitz got captured, they had this in the police file. How come nobody looked at it and said, "What is this shooting? Why is this here? Did he do it?" I mean, you would think in '77 it was a year separated. They could have realized it, but they didn't. That's a big question.
Yeah, really sus.